Hi guys, welcome to tomorrow's transfers. Today, this is Full Time Devils. I am Adam McCullough. Hope you guys are all doing well. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are at the moment. This is tomorrow's transfers today, where we on Wednesday evening bring you Thursday's transfer stories here on Full Time Devils. We have got lots to get through today. We are talking Griezmann. Yes, he's popping up for the first time this transfer window. We're talking Bale, who has already popped up this transfer window, Arnautovic, and we're also looking at some Lukaku press conference quotes. I know that's not transfers, but it is hitting the back pages and the headlines tomorrow. Hope everyone is good. How you feeling today? What's going on? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you keep them coming in. Anyway, first things first, we're talking Antoine Griezmann. And one of my favourite transfer guys, Don Ballon. Yes, Don Ballon has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Don Ballon has spoken, and he has said Griezmann has rejected Barcelona and he would consider United and City. We already know he would consider a move to Manchester United. It's whether Manchester United are in for him or not. And it's whether this is actually true. Do we think he has rejected Barcelona? Because I don't. I think this may be a transfer that's already done and we're just waiting for it to be announced. And in the meantime, Bellends like Don Ballon make things up as they go along. Yes, that's what I think is going on right here. I think if Griezmann was going to sign for Manchester United, it would have been last summer. It didn't happen. He turned us down to stay at Atletico Madrid, who had that transfer window ban. And because of that, I don't think Jose Mourinho will go back in for him, especially when you consider we have signed Alexis Sanchez in the last transfer window. And I think Jose Mourinho is going to concentrate on reinforcing that defence and that midfield. I wouldn't be surprised to see us buy an attacker or something like that, but I don't think it's going to be a big name like Griezmann. Or even Bale, for example, even though we will speak about Bale very, very soon. Griezmann, though, to United, do you guys really think it could be back on? Lewis Brown, thank you for your comment, mate. Griezmann is a cut T, says the fart man. Best transfer show on YouTube, says Red Devil Weekly. Thank you very much, mate. We do appreciate it. Obi Juan, says John Shin, is an OG. If you didn't see 3 in, 3 out from earlier, I'm not going to tell you what happened. But make sure you check it out after this video because it was an entertaining video. And that's not even when you get into the transfers. Irish boy says Fred agreed. Nothing has been confirmed in terms of Fred yet. We obviously do hear from usually reliable sources like DiMarzio that the move is very, very close. So we just need to wait and see what happens with that one. Anyway, moving from Griezmann onto Bale. Now, you guys don't think Greasy will happen. Rifleman saying it's bullshit bingo all over again. So no one's thinking Griezmann is going to happen, although I think a lot of you would love it to happen. Love you too, Jay, mate. Love you too. And going on to one that I want to get your thoughts on this one. So get your comments in because this one I think is a little bit more possible. And I want to get your thoughts on it. Obviously, get them in right now on Gareth Bale. Do you think he will join Manchester United? And do you think he should join Manchester United? Should we sign Gareth Bale? I'm going to go to one of the back pages early in the video because this is where the story comes from. And it's Jose Mourinho saying on the back of the sun. Jose Mourinho saying, don't blow my cash on Bale. They say Manchester United have a £200 million transfer kitty. And Jose Mourinho has told Ed Woodward, who wants the move to happen, not to blow his money on Gareth Bale. So Jose is probably saying, if you're going to buy Gareth Bale, give me some more money. Or B, he doesn't want Gareth Bale. Either one of those two things, or it could be absolute bullshit from the Sun, which again is very, very possible. But just thinking about that, if United were to buy a centre-half, let's say Toby Alderweireld, then let's say on the top side of the transfer fee, you cost 50, 60 million pounds. I think that's fair. Let's say 60 million pounds. Let's say Fred costs 40 million pounds. So that's 100 million pounds gone already. Let's say a fullback that we get in costs 30, 40 million pounds. We're already close to that 200 million pounds fee. We're already close to that. So if we have got a budget of 200 million pounds, we'd have to break it to bring in Bale. I think you have to break all sorts of budgets to bring in that kind of Bale. player, especially when you consider what he did in his last game against Liverpool, which we were all happy to see. Now, I'm sure a lot of us would like to buy a player that scored like that against Liverpool in the Champions League final. But for me, I don't think it's going to happen. And that's not because these scumbags at the Sun are telling me. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Unless Ed Woodward does really bring out the big guns. Moving on to someone else now. Now you guys say, let me get some comments on Bale actually. What would you do about Bale, says Jay? He'd obviously be a good right winger, but then I think you've got to lose like a Mata or something like that. We have attackers. Martial needs to play, says Jake Lee. Savage instead of Bale, says Asher Young. 140 million plus Martial. Get out of town, Usman, right now. Arnautovic is an embarrassment. We're going on to the Arnautovic story very soon. Kabuto, you'll be happy to hear. Gaz Brown said he's just subscribed to my YouTube channel. Obviously he subscribed to Full Time Devils, but now he's subscribed to mine. That wasn't a plug I even planned, so make sure you subscribe to it. Sanal says he wants Gareth Bale. We love Martial, says Jake. Do you think Martial will leave, says Chris. I don't think Anthony Martial will leave at this moment. I do think it could easily change. And I think bringing in someone like Gareth Bale is something that could probably make Anthony Martial think, do I want to be here? Am I going to get enough game time? You never know, but we do need a right. That's why I think, although I think if we did sign Bale, it'd be more of a worry for Mata. I think Mata would be possibly gone. You hear about Martial potentially being used more down the middle. And I think with Martial, he's got a great opportunity in the summer. There's a lot of players that are going to be at the World Cup. They're not going to have a full pre-season. He's going to have a full pre-season tour. So he's got a chance to really stake a claim for a place in Jose Mourinho's first 11. So big summer for Martial, whatever happens. Moving on to that Arnautovic story. It's come from Sky Sports. Now these guys are saying that United are interested in Marco Arnautovic, 29 years old, 11 Premier League goals last season for West Ham. West Ham don't want to sell, but listen to this. They've put a 50 million value on it. Who says, I don't want to sell this, but it's worth this? I don't want to sell this, but I would sell it for this. Who says that? Bellend's like fucking West Ham, apparently. They're saying that. And then we've got pictures of Jose Mourinho at Austria versus Russia. Although Di Marzio, who also did say a few weeks ago United did have little interest in Arnautovic. Di Marzio saying he could have been scouting Smolov or Golovin or both of them. And then someone else replied, a great reply to Full Time Devils tweet. They said, this is what they said, or he could just be researching the Russian players because he is working for RT this summer. And that's a big point as well. Maybe he isn't scouting any players at all. Maybe he doesn't need to scout Arnautovic because he's seen a lot of him in the Premier League. Maybe, just maybe. Who knows? But I don't really trust Sky Sports, to be totally honest with you. I trust Di Marzio, but I don't trust Sky Sports. They just recycle a lot of stuff. I think if United are going to sign Arnautovic, he would be third, fourth, fifth choice to some others. And I don't think we'd be signing him this early in the window. Not at all. Would I want Arnautovic as a squad player? He'd be okay, but no, I don't think so. Take minutes away from Rashford and the lads like that. Why? I just don't think it's any need for that at all. When I said I liked him on the West Ham previews and all that, I didn't mean in a United shirt. So, yeah, I think this one could possibly be a smokescreen as well. I'd be very surprised if Arnautovic signed for United. But hey, stranger things have happened, and who knows, we could be proved massively wrong. Raza says we would take Willian over Arnautovic all day long. It looks like Chelsea aren't going to sell us another player. Rifleman says, would I take Isco at United? Of course I would. No. Squad player, he'd be grand, says SJ. Wouldn't need to scout him. He played under him at Inter, says Daniel, but of course that was a while ago. But at the same time, he played in the Premier League. Do you really need to scout someone that's played in the Premier League? He might be interested. He was with him at Inter Milan, says Philip. So yeah, that's your guys' comments on Arnautovic. Now, just looking at some of the back pages tomorrow, they are looking at the Romelu Lukaku quotes. Now, Romelu Lukaku has been speaking about Jose Mourinho's quotes on the FA Cup final. If you remember, Jose Mourinho came out and said he can't play players that don't want to play. And it seemed a little bit fishy at the time. And I thought, why are you doing this? Like, to one of your best players who's played so well. It's just typical Jose Mourinho antics that I fucking hate. But he did come out and say that. And Romelu Lukaku has come out and said, I wasn't ready to play. It was the manager's decision. Although he did go on to say as well that everything was fine when he left Jose Mourinho. He was excited for next season and he was looking forward to seeing Jose's plans on how to close the gap between us and City. So Romelu Lukaku left excited about next season despite the fact he disagreed with what Jose Mourinho said. But you wouldn't know that looking at some of the back pages. The Express say, I was up for the cup. Rum rap for Jose says star. And the Mirror says bench warfare. What a load of tripe. Thank God we don't buy them and we just find them on the internet and stuff like that. Because they're all absolute bullshit, aren't they, guys? Anyway, don't see Herrera saying if we get Fred. Mate, you do realise we're losing Carrick and Fellaini. We're losing numbers, mate. McTominay isn't going to play that much, let's be honest. And Matic, Pogba, Fred, Herrera. We need at least 4 if we're going to play a midfield 3. Martial and Lukaku up top and Sanchez behind, says Kyle. Love Blin's thick legs, says Umer, which reminds me, guys, now that we have finished here with all of tomorrow's transfers today, make sure you check out Full Time Devils 3 in, 3 out. Absolutely bouter of a show with me, John Shin, Steve Howson, and of course Scott as well. So make sure you go and check that out. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to Full Time Devils. Subscribe to youtube.com/Adam McCullough as well. I recently hit 50k, trying to hit 100k by the end of the year. Make sure you do that. And for now, guys, I have been Adam McCullough. I'm back once more this week, but I can't remember if it's tomorrow or Friday. But I'll see you soon.